another podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, for the last time. Because next time that we're abroad, we will be abroad together. How perfect!
Yeah.
Hopefully that will go okay. I mean, of course it will. We'll be on vacation. I mean, hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm still on the second cruise. We did two 8 day cruises. So got one more sea day, and then I get off the ship Thursday. Yeah, Thursday morning. So having a good time, enjoying ourselves, and Tim, looking good there. Nice and clean office that you got there. Um, sure. How are you feeling today?
Oh,
I
doing pretty
sound
well.
like a therapist.
I'm trying to see if we're actually live on Instagram. We're supposed to be.
Hmm,
Oh, but
hopefully,
I don't see it on the channel.
TikTok. TikTok, we're not though, right? Because
No, we're not. We're not. We're not.
right, because you have to have a yeah.
Something happened.
Which I wonder how you do that TikTok. You see all those people like this is perfect for TikTok that you just stack our heads would just be stacked on top of each other. That's how I see it, but I don't know how to do that or whatever. I'm the I'm the
oh, we
not
are
smart
live.
millennial.
Okay, we are live.
Yeah. Hey.
But it
Oh, and
doesn't.
here comes our guest now through the entryway.
All right. So it doesn't show up when I go to our feed. When I go to the Instagram, I don't see it on the page. So how are people seeing it? I don't. I don't.
But by the way, I was going to talk about our troubles today. Would you like to tell it from your point of view?
Well, you could.
I was because I already got a name for the podcast. It was a rough day here on not rough but annoying. Yeah, but we'll get to that. Ugh.
So is it a C day
Justice,
today, or
justice
what kind of
shall
a
be
day?
served. It is a C day. It's a C day. What?
Justice for Daniel.
Yeah, exactly. That's the name of the podcast. Is Justice for Daniel.
Oh wow!
I mean, the
I
funny
want to know
part is
what
he
happened.
says
What
anything.
happened?
Once I start talking about it, he would probably throw his 2 cents in. Like, Seth, you're not doing a good job, and that's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna do a good job.
uh,
So, are we
well,
looking okay over there? How we looking?
yeah, we are live on Instagram,
Well, we'll get
and
right into it. So here, I'll
yeah.
try to trigger Daniel so he jumps in the podcast.
But it's weird. According to the channel, we're live on Instagram. But when I go to my Instagram feed, it doesn't show up. I guess it's a separate. When you go to your own page, it's not showing up there, but it's a separate uh,
Mm.
URL, I guess, for live, and it won't be on the page until after the podcast I upload it. So I'm pretty sure. I guess that's how that works. So, but you can't go.
I mostly forgot how Instagram works. I haven't been able to use it on my
That's right. It doesn't
new
work on your new
iPhone.
phone.
It's been so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
All
So
right. So
annoying.
go
It's
forward.
just
Yeah.
but yeah, so here we are, day 6 of the cruise. But
Second
anyways,
cruise. The
so
second cruise.
day 7 tomorrow. Yeah, it's day 7. So we had a diamond and platinum party today because we're high levels up, doing it right. And I've been on a lot of cruise, but not as much as this guy over here. And he's been on the most cruise. He won last week. He won the most days, 930 some 30
16 or something. It should be like 920 this cruise.
920 916 at the time, and he won the award. Okay,
Last
he
cruise.
wins the
Yeah.
award. Yeah, and they're surprised to see him up there. People are coming up getting pictures with him, and he works hard for that. That's his thing. That's the only thing, the only recognition he gets. I mean, the rest of the time he's pretending like it's his first cruise.
Yeah. It has
With
the
his first
shirt, and
cruise
we
shirt.
all have shirts now.
Yeah, we
First
all.
cruise shirts.
Sadly, mine
And
wasn't.
I love wearing it. And I went to, you have to go to your
Yeah.
mustering station on the first day. And I was wearing my first cruise t-shirt, and they look at me and they go, "This is not your first cruise, sir. I do not believe this is your first cruise."
Right, because you got your card, and the card gives it away, right? Because I think you're
Yeah,
a gold right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
You're about to
I'm
be
a gold,
platinum
yeah.
before too long. You're about to be a platinum here before too long,
I
right? I think.
am joining the ranks of the
So,
blessed.
so we're there and waiting, and like Daniel is probably going to win. I mean, it's ridiculous how many days he has. That's pretty awesome. Get a little vacation.
924 now, huh?
Well, I think after this cruise will be 920, right?
912? No, I think it's right at 920. It was 912.
920. Many more than anyone else on the cruise on this ship. And so they make out, and the winner this week is 845, 40 something. This lady comes up and accepts the award, and we're like, what? What? You have more days than that. It's ridiculous. And like Daniel if I would have been more on, we were in the back. So if we would have been up front, I would have been like, hey, incorrect.
If it was a smaller theater, too.
I mean, you can't, you can fudge the numbers with anything, but you can't fudge the numbers with this. Like, if you're going to lie about it, at least give the lady more than what somebody else has in the crowd.
Or just say the most.
He goes up there. He goes, and the guy had gone off the stage, and Daniel goes and talks to him, and he says, "Oh yeah, I thought you were still here," and just kind of shrugs him off. Like, it was like you do the days, you put in your dues, and for one thing, 9 something sounds so much better than 8 something for anything. It's anything. You're making Carnival look bad when I mean when there's somebody on the ship that has more days, and you're going to recognize someone with less days. By the way, ma'am, you're not first place. You're second place.
So
And,
what was the
how
final
tacky
resolution?
is that?
Yeah, so the guy didn't seem
We're
too
trying to find
concerned
that
about
out.
We're still in limbo right now.
So we're in limbo.
I don't have anything back.
He's talked to front desk a little bit, and they kind of shrugged him off a little bit.
It's going to take talking. They have to talk to somebody else.
And he tried to walk down there. Yeah, he went down there, and there was too much along the line. So hit him up later tonight.
Stand in line for like 30 minutes to figure out.
So
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I mean, if it
what
was
means most of him is this. Like, I mean, like, is this what's really neat? Is like the picture with everybody. He holds on. Has a book of all these. And the funny part is, he didn't get this until so most of the people don't end up with this because shuffling around everywhere. And he doesn't even, he got it on the second cruise ship. So if the person that won this last cruise wouldn't even got this because it took him like 10 days to get this, and the cruise was only 8 days long. So if somebody would have won and been on just one cruise, they would have been long and gone. So.
Well, I'm going to extrapolate that they're probably thinking, this guy won the last cruise. Same, we're just
that's happened one other time.
We're going to share the glory, share the, we're not going to let you win back to back to back to back. We're just going to make a unilateral decision that we're not giving it to you because you've won too many times.
which is so funny because
I'm saying, yeah,
you defeat the purpose of you officially. The person, it's no longer the person with the most days. It's not that award. I mean, if anything, you need to put an asterisk at the end of it. Well, you're the second most.
So
because we don't feel like
the guy he didn't mention that or clarify that.
Yeah, I don't think he knew. I think they made a decision like at the somebody else made the decision.
The instructor gets a list.
Yeah, he just gets a list.
Yeah, so it should be from guest services.
So there's no issue with him winning back to back because he's done that many times. This has only happened for the second time ever.
So what happened the other time? What happened then? Did you get one? Did they retroactively give it to you, or give you like a tie, like give you both one?
You can't retroactively give it to you because it's the
live and stage. Yeah.
Yes. With the captain and all the officers. So it's like.
Yeah, the moment it's there and gone.
Yeah.
So they they completely mess it up. I mean,
so what was there anything restitution last time?
Last time? Oh, I think, I was still on the ship for like a while. Like I was on the ship a few times.
Oh, well, that looks bad.
Yeah, and the cruise director
did they give you anything or?
I said something to him in one of the fun squad.
Yeah.
And I'm like what the crap happened with that? And then another fun squad told me that the cruise director said that I win too much stuff. I've been on the ship too long.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the crap? So
That's just mean. Like, what's crazy is like, okay, so the majority of the time you're going to get some person that blows up. I mean, goodness, people blow up over the littlest thing. This is a big deal, man. He's spent a lot of money to be able to accomplish
it's
this.
definitely the most prestigious, like,
It is the
prize you
biggest
can
thing.
probably
Yeah,
get on the ship.
yeah. Anybody that wins this award talks about it or hoping for it. It's a big deal.
Well, you know a lot of people. I mean, most ships you know the captain, but probably this is a new ship you haven't sailed on before. So
Yeah,
right?
solid would be.
Speaking of a good story that I've had you tell a few times on the podcast, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and your version is the best, by the way. I'm pretty sure Daniel's isn't as good as your version at this point.
Well, I thought I was telling it the right way, but I guess
No, you were doing
know.
fine. I mean, we evaluated it. I was like, no, yours is plenty good. Like when it comes down to it, it's on point. To make the story the best of its ability. But I'm trying to convince Daniel to write a book. All his stories, like it probably would have to be anonymous, but like all his experiences and everything on the cruise, like I'm telling you, I have probably tapped into only probably 20%. He just like discloses some things to me every once in a while. Like,
yeah, that's your brother.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're on vacation,
Just,
you're seeing a different side of people, you get to interact with people. Like, there's all these different little stories. And of course, a lot of times, I mean, he probably like doesn't think of it until something happens. Like, oh yeah, there's this story for this. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, you should write a book.
Wow. So that's interesting. I mean, I do. Okay, I got to be honest. I think it's unfair to my nephew. What's that?
Yeah, about to say, you better. That's your nephew. You better be on that.
No,
this
I
side.
support 100%. 100% support. But I suppose they are thinking they want to. The guy literally said Daniel wins too much.
No,
on another cruise.
On the other cruise.
I was on Valor.
But,
yeah, I mean, a fun squad literally told me what.
But it's
like,
literally the person with the most days. It doesn't matter if you win too much. It's what it is. Once you let somebody win, and there's somebody else that has more days, it takes away from it. It's so stupid.
So was that the last week you were on the Valor that time, or did you win it after that week?
A number of more days.
I was on there after it. Yeah, because I think it got really awkward whenever I just kept being on the ship. And then, but the cruise director finally showed up. I was sitting in the lobby, and he popped up. Hadn't talked to me for maybe 2 cruises, and then popped up, came over by me, and he's like, "I'm not really sure what happened, but I want to buy you a drink and sit with you for a while." And I'm like, "Oh, you know exactly what happened. That's why you're buying me a drink, because I haven't left the ship yet."
By the way, you're not seeing Daniel's face because he's a movie star. He's well known, and we have this privacy. He spends a lot of time in Hollywood, and just gets annoying with TMZ and the celebrities. Just everybody always wanted his autograph, and we choose not to show his face.
Okay, understood. Well, that sucks, nephew. I'm so sorry about that. I mean, well, the moment is gone.
Justice for Daniel.
It's taken away.
For Daniel.
But this is your last cruise, right? You won't be on.
Yeah, his last ever. He's never going on another cruise.
But I mean, on this series, this is the last one of this series. Yes,
of this series.
Time. Yeah.
Until next week. He's literally flying.
Because you're off. So it's got to be more than so you're going on another cruise somewhere else?
Well, yeah. He's flying.
You're flying to
Houston, and then get on their ship.
Which ship are you getting?
I mean, he is a celebrity. He's a cruise celebrity.
The Breeze.
There was at least 2 people came up and took pictures with him after he won.
Yeah, no, that's what kind of sucks. I feel like last cruise was the best response.
That was an amazing response.
Like, everybody was super cool. A lot of times people,
because usually you get just a bunch of old people. Oh, what are you doing on that seal? How are you gonna? How many days? You're 23 years old. Man, my old person impression is amazing.
Well, one of my favorite stories is you were at the diamond or platinum party, and this old guy was very upset that you were there and reported to somebody. How did he get in here? right? Didn't that happen once, Daniel?
Yeah. That was. It's been a while. Like the diamond party's changed because a lot of diamonds now are very new diamonds, so the vibe's a little different in there. Most people, they're not necessarily the people that have been cruising like for 30, 40 years. A lot of people now are like they're cruising, they hit diamond recently, and it's mostly from casino. So nobody's really is like defensive of the people that show up anymore.
They did just make a change. We found out that we're diamond, that we're going to stay diamond. That's not going to be taken away from us. And they were going to take that away.
Yeah, but I feel like all's going to happen is they're going to start taking all the benefits away from being diamond. You know,
as long as they don't take away the laundry, that isn't. Even though I used it once this
they need to make a status, like, because there's just so many people.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice being quickly on. Of course, when we got on the ship, like there was so many diamonds that the diamond line ended up longer than like the regular line.
And the one lady was like, "Can I go over there?" They're like, "No, ma'am. You're a priority. You go here.
Your priority.
You
get to wait in line."
It's so funny.
Have you on? Okay, so you have. This is Tuesday. You get off the ship on what day of the week?
We get off Thursday, and then we're here for 3 days in New York. No chance we randomly see Dave Chappelle again like before.
So what do you got planned in New York City? My favorite, one of my favorite
definitely
cities.
See some comedy. Want to see some comedy. Want to hit at least one or two shows, productions, and get some good food in our tummy, and and then get out of here because I think I can handle no more than a few days in New York.
Really?
Once I get one whiff of pee going down.
I want to move there. I want to have a pied-à-terre in New York. I mean, and I have researched it, and you see on the TikTok videos of people that have, micro apartments. The one thing that I have to have.
Can you buy one of those? Can you buy? Is there what options are to like as far as condos and stuff?
Well, I don't want to.
We're going to blur his face.
I don't normally want to. I don't know that I want to, or because when a condo, you got all those condo fees, So
right. So you might as well just have an apartment.
And but I would like to have a place that if I could pay. I mean, I've seen people have TikTok videos, and TikTok video is not necessarily real life. I mean, I'm not saying they're lying, but you don't normalize the exceptional. My brother-in-law likes to say that, and it's a good saying. It might be one item. The reason it blows up on TikTok because it's a one of a kind thing. So if somebody's saying I have this apartment in New York City, Manhattan, that I'm paying $600 a month, that's probably the only one. You can't find it.
Yeah, there's one guy. One guy that owns a property, and he made this little nook, spot. Yeah,
something very specific. And so don't come to New York, Manhattan, thinking is going to be able to find something like that. And I don't care if I can spread out my arms and touch both walls. I mean, all I need is basically a desk maybe, or a place where I can sit down, and a bed. It can be a twin bed. I mean, is a twin or a single? What are the different bed sizes? I guess single. I used to have
single.
Only 4 feet wide. It can be only 4 feet wide. I guess I'm okay.
Yeah. Just like on a cruise, you get a twin size.
Yeah,
that's a twin size.
Is it twin? Is that twin?
Yeah, that's
is there
twin,
a single?
Yeah.
What's single? Is there a single?
Single. Okay. Okay. So two twin sizes queen. A single is smaller than that.
Yeah, I'm okay with a single. I think. So I'd be okay with the single almost. But I mean, I'd want a place where I could. I mean, it'd be nice if I had a place where I could sit down, a chair, like a comfy chair. And I want my own bathroom. I don't want to share a bathroom. I mean, push came to shove, I could possibly not have my own shower, because if there's a Planet Fitness not far, I can go there and shower. But I want to have my own bathroom. I don't want to share a bath. I mean, and there is such a thing where you share a bathroom,
and you can get a friend in it. After like 10 minutes of annoyance, you can get a friend in it.
A friend in. Offended.
A friend in. You got me in that one time, but it was like so annoying. They had made us fill out these forms. I mean, which I guess once we do that once, it's probably easiest for you to get me in. but it was a
Into
little
what?
annoying.
What? I'm lost. You lost me.
Well, with that one time we wanted to take showers, and I went along with you to
Oh, to Planet Fitness. Oh, you're talking about Planet
Planet
Fitness.
Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Um, so, I could survive, and you can do if you have a sink there, you could, worst case, you could get a washcloth and kind of wash yourself. I mean, if you have a sink and a toilet, that is in a pinch survivable. And for, if it was that cheap, $500-600. I need a window though. I don't know if I want to stay in a unit that has no window, has no, so I'd like to have a window so I know when the sun's up and sun's not up. But if I could get something
Well, it's
like
going to be
that,
cheaper if there's no window. It's going to be cheaper if there's no window.
maybe I could probably countenance no window. I mean, when I go on the cruise ship, I get the cheapest one and it has no windows. So I guess, for my pied a terre, potentially I could have
$100
no
and I bet
window.
I could $100 and I could put you a TV on the wall, put a frame around it, and it can be it would look like the outdoors.
You
Just
could,
have,
yeah,
like,
and time it
heat
so that when
going.
the sun comes up, it show. I mean, you could probably have an app that says if the
You
sun's
probably
up,
could.
it
There's
shows
probably
that.
just a YouTube. There's a live like
YouTube footage. You could probably,
But,
make it seem like a
oh
window.
my gosh! If somebody doesn't have like that, could you imagine?
We need to make that. Anyway, and if I could get that
Yeah,
for like $600 a month, oh my god, $600 a month. I mean, that's $7,000 a year. But and if it's in Manhattan,
Well,
Midtown Manhattan, are you kidding me?
I
I would do that in a heartbreak.
I would first but first do like go stay there for 2 weeks. Like, I mean, as cheap. I mean, if you, depending on when you go, you can get a hotel for a reasonable price. So, like,
No, you
think
can't.
about it.
I mean, you can't get a hotel for less than $400 a night, can you? I mean,
No, we got $200.
Really?
Yeah. When it's not when there's nothing crazy on, it's about $200. A lot of places. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and maybe I should just do that. Say, look, when I want to go to New York for a couple of weeks and go do that route regularly. I mean, I could do that, I guess, rather than, I mean, so let's even, I'm talking about $600. That's $7,000 a year. I mean, what if I took
long as you're
that
into
and
that
just
7,000
allocated
for a
toward,
year, it's worth it.
$7,000 per year, and I'm staying at $200 a night, I could stay there for 35 nights.
Yeah, even for twice
So
that, you're
that's,
still looking at 2 weeks.
35 nights. So that's, that's over a month, so, I mean, for the same amount of money, and you have an actual full-size bed and, all the things you have in a hotel. So, maybe a guy should be looking at that instead of thinking that I need to have my own little unit. I guess it'd be a lot nicer and I enjoy it more.
Then again, if you had an apartment, I could easily see myself, hey, I'll give you the money for this month, probably plus some, just because you're the one. I mean, I'd give you $1,000 to go there for a month at least.
Yeah,
in a month where you're not
stuff
going to be
like
there.
that. Yeah.
Because
I love New York City. So I'm surprised that you said that you would want to be there more than 3 days. Or is it because you've been away for already
cold
almost a month?
weather.
Just
This
is September,
the
man.
cold weather. The summer would be a lot nicer.
Cold weather.
It was fine this last time. Just the pee when you walk down the street.
You don't like the heat. You don't like the heat. You don't like the cold.
But then I have
your range is so tight. Your temperature range. You need it not hot, not cold. I'm sorry, nephew.
I hope life's easier for why I'm not there, Tim. Hope it's not too much trouble. Looking forward to coming home. I hope there's an open door. Hope my key works. That will be the test.
Well, the house is clean. Kiara came and cleaned it today, so it's clean. I shouldn't mess it up too much by the time you get here in a few days. So everything should be nice and tidy. And
I think I'll be tempted to give her some extra money and have her do my laundry. I'm so bad at keeping up with my laundry.
She did my laundry today. paid her a little extra. She did some
Yeah.
laundry. Yeah, so that's
How
nice.
much extra do you pay her for
I'll
laundry?
tell you later.
Okay, well, probably whatever it is. I mean, I'll definitely play it too then, and then she can make. It's worth her while. I mean, that's the thing. When
She
you
said
have
she
somebody just
didn't. She
coming in once
doesn't.
a week or twice a
The reason
week,
she offered
if they
it,
can make as much
she
money,
said she doesn't have another appointment on the days she comes here. So while she's here, I would suggest that she probably be willing to make a little more money. She offered it to me to do a little
that'd be
laundry.
great. Yeah,
And
yeah.
to do
I'll
some of yours,
say
she
whatever.
might be willing to do so. I mean, so I will
As
definitely
long as
mention
she's
it to
got
her.
some extra time, yeah, a little bit extra time
She
because she
said, but
can.
apparently she must have other days where she has 2 days, and she's limited
Yeah,
on, she has to get out and get to the
yeah,
next appointment. So apparently, so
right.
far, now that doesn't mean it wouldn't stay that way forever. I mean, obviously, if she wants to maximize her money, probably she's looking for a second on the day she comes here. But
No, I mean that would be worth her while if she can just make even more. Just the one stop. That's the
yeah,
thing.
without driving,
And all the
because
driving
the
that you can
driving.
end
I
up
mean,
doing
I think I asked her how far away she
adds
lived, and
up.
I think
Totally
it's
adds
well
up.
over a half hour. And
Oh,
that eats
really?
into it. You're
Okay.
not, so that's at least an hour
Yeah,
of travel, and you're not getting
yeah.
paid for that. So thinking about that, I mean, and I think it's more than that. If the traffic's bad, it could be 45 minutes, and the traffic can be quite bad in Nashville. There's no doubt about it.
This is true.
So what are you planning? You're okay. What else? You're going to some comedy. What kind of cuisines will you
No,
be partaking in? What kind of restaurants will you be? Who will make the restaurant decisions? Will that be you and your brother, or will that be your
me and
dad?
my brother will go kind of back and forth a little bit. He's always. I mean, I'm happy with just letting him make the decision, but I used to be the person that kind of make those decisions because, like, I like him doing it. And
Your dad and mom
uh,
don't just say whatever our sons want.
yeah, it's hilarious. I turned him onto this app where like
Your
so
dad?
he'll no, my brother, which
Oh, your
we
brother.
can't convince my dad to do it, so my brother's making all the money for him, which is hilarious because he books the thing and then it's that gift card thing, which he's like, yeah, it's kind of annoying to deal with. So, but but Daniel's make several thousand from it from just booking my dad's stuff for him.
What?
I'm like,
Several
that's
thousand
perfect.
dollars?
Like 3,000. Did I say seven? I meant to say three.
Several,
It was like
several. You said several.
several. Yeah, yeah. He's
Well,
made over three
several is
thousand
two, so
dollars
$3,000. What app is
because
that?
well for one thing with Carnival, so any gift cards he spends, he gets like 8% back.
Hmm.
And that adds up over the years of booking Carnival cruises, and then we'll use it just like for on the ship. Like, I mean, I spent 500 last week, and that's $40, 40 bucks back,
So
and
it's a
then that's
credit
40
card.
bucks
Oh,
to
so you're talking
use.
about a credit card, is what you're talking about.
No, this is an app.
What's the
That
app?
that
What is
so the app is called Raise. I guess I mean I can't here. Maybe I
R
should.
A Y
Maybe I'll
S?
post my
R
Raise.
A
Yeah,
Y S?
Yeah, RAISE Raise. And so it's on top of your credit card. So when I use my credit card, what I use my Venmo credit card, and I get like for entertainment or whatever, I get like it came under the entertainment category or something. I got 3%. So technically, I got the 8% and the 3%. So I got 11% back.
Hmm. Hmm.
So and then you work a balance, and then you can use that money to buy any gift cards. And there's a number of companies you can use it for. Nike, they used to just give it back. You could just pay yourself through PayPal, and it's good as money. But now they're doing it, and they just funnel it through any gift cards. And I mean, you're gonna and they'll go as high as 20%. There's some Shalosky's. It was just on there, and Shalosky's and oh my, which Shalosky's is my favorite sandwich place. I don't know if you guys saw, and
Oh
that
yes,
sandwich
I
place.
love that place.
Okay, and then there's McAllister's.
Oh, I love McAllister's
McAllister's,
too.
what? Yeah, yeah. So Shalosky's has like the round bread and like a bunch of like air bubbles in the bread. I didn't know you're a fan of that. Oh, that's good. That's good to
Yeah,
know.
every time I
Yeah,
used to
I'm
go
a
to Sioux
huge.
Falls when I lived in South Dakota, I used to go to Schlotzsky's,
Yeah,
and I'd have their soup. They've got
that's
some
cool.
amazing soup. They got great soups, I
Like,
remember.
yes, yeah. And then they have a Cinnabon, and every Schlotsky's for the most part they have a Cinnabon. Is
Hmm.
connected to it or whatever, however that works. But yeah, right now they're running like a 20%. Like so what you do is you just type every amount and it gives you a gift card for say $100. I have a gift card for $100 to use, and I instantly right now they're running 20%. It gives me $20 that I can spend on any gift cards that they have in their system, which
Any
is
gift card. So not a Schlotzsky's gift card.
but you can put it toward you could just put that $20 toward a Slosky's, but really you're better off just buying through your credit card because you get 20% back.
Mhm.
So really, I was telling my brother, it was like, okay, going by the numbers, you really should use your gift card for something like Nike or something that's only giving you 3 or 4% back, or Amazon. You can just use it for Amazon; it gives you 0.5% back, because anytime you use those higher ones um what Uber Eats is on there. Uber's always 10%. Anytime you spend Uber Eats, it gives you 10% back. So like
Hmm.
really you wouldn't want to, I mean, if that's all you use, that's fine. But if you have a balance of $100, I just spend that
So
as
is it a credit
cash.
card? Raise is a credit card? What?
Raise is an app. It's
So
an
how
app.
can you use an app to use an app? How do you can use Raise to use Uber
You're
Eats?
putting a credit card or a debit card on to buy this gift card. Just like if you go to like my dad all the time gets his
Oh, okay,
points
so you're
going to
okay. You're
Kroger.
separating. Okay, so you get the gift card and then you use it on Uber Eats. Is that what you're saying?
No, you get the cash back. The gift card you just use at that place,
Yeah. So
but
where
it
do you
gives
get cash
you
back on Uber Eats? I use Uber Eats. Uber Eats
the
gives you.
cash back you get through Raise. So you have a balance just to use on any gift card that you want to use.
So if you
So
use
you
Uber
have
Eats,
this
so how do you
balance.
use Raise with Uber Eats? My question remains.
I have to say I just spent $100 with Uber Eats. It gives me a $10 back. I can spend that on Uber Eats if I want to, and get it's free money. So it gives me that cash back, and I can spend it on. There's also
Okay, so but you don't get the cash back by buying at Uber Eats. You can only spend it on Uber Eats after you've used the Raise app.
yeah, you use the Raise apps for every you get 10% back on everything you spend.
Okay, but you don't use the Raise app to buy Uber Eats.
Right. It gives you a gift card. It just gives you a gift
Okay,
card.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just like going to Kroger. They give you points for so kind of the same thing. Getting you points at Kroger for gift cards. My dad does that a lot, and he gets a lot of extra points for the gift cards. This is just through the app, and I mean, you can end up with a large balance just accumulating cash back, and then you can spend that however you want. Buying gift cards. It's kind of a more visual thing. It kind of doesn't say it out loud. It sounds a little funny, but
It makes me tired
uh,
already. Gift cards. I hate gift cards because I forget to bring them out and
yeah,
use them. I literally hate
yeah.
them.
So the nice way about this is that you just instantly use it. Like you could type in amount. Okay, I go to Olive Garden and it costs 27.35. I make a gift card out for 27.35 and pay for it instantly there at
Ah,
Olive
I
Garden.
see. I see. I
Yeah.
see.
And then it gives me a percentage back that goes into my just my earned money,
Hmm.
and I can spend that separately.
Well, I have no patience for things that take time, and so
Yeah, yeah,
these things, like, but
yeah. In fact, you have an American Express. In fact, there's an app to utilize your card very well because like Because like there is a fee yearly when it comes to that card, but all the benefits that come with that card definitely outweighs. But if you're not aware of all the benefits,
Yeah, I
it kind
don't
of like
pay much
hurts
attention to
you.
that. I
But
don't.
like
Yeah,
literally,
you can help me
there's an app
utilize it.
for that. Yeah, yeah. There's an app for that now. It keeps on showing up on my. It's hearing me talking probably about it.
Yeah, I mean that
And there's
reminds
an app,
me,
app now for
my
that.
dad. I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but my dad used to play the credit card game, and he was a
Hmm.
member of AAA. And
Hmm.
AAA used to allow you to buy traveler's checks with your credit card.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And my dad, and he called it the credit card game. And my
For
dad,
for no fees, you can still
no
buy
fees. Yeah,
travelers
no
cards,
fees.
no fees. Yeah.
But now there's fees. Anyway, so my dad ran a farm, commercial farm. And so, we're talking about, a lot of money flowing through. So he had credit cards with balances, over $100,000 worth of credit card, maybe more than that, balances that he could put on there. And so he basically could go to AAA and buy on the day that the statement closed, so that he would basically have 50 days before it had to be paid. And so if the statement closing date is on the first, let's say, or let's say the statement closing date is on the last day of the month, on the next day, if you go buy you buy your traveler's checks, that's not due to be paid to the credit card company until the statement comes out, and then you have so many days to pay it. It's usually not 60 days, but it's close to 60. My dad he'd have six figures. Maybe, I think at the peak he had probably $250,000 in credit card, in traveler's checks that he would rotate every month. Now, the problem is that they only had $20 denomination traveler's checks. So the number of traveler's checks you have to buy,
Grandma would sign all those, right?
my mom would have to sign them, because you have to sign every one of them and take them to the bank and deposit them in the bank. And so they would go to town, and my dad would laugh like a child because he thought it was so clever. And he'd visit with the lady, and he'd get him at Farm Credit Services, which is a bank. It's like a credit union for farmers. And he would go there, and they would see him every month. He'd go in, and they would, work with him on it. And because that's where he would deposit them. He'd go to AAA and buy them, and then he would deposit them at the Farm Credit Services. And my mom, they would buy them, and then my mom they'd go to the lobby, the lobby of Farm Credit Services, and my mom would probably sit there and sign all of them. I mean, how many? That's $200,000 would be. Well, how many checks is that? That's at $20, so you divide by 200,000. So two would be 100,000. So it's 10,000. It can't be that many checks. 10,000 checks can't be. Maybe 1,000. Can't be right.
And what was the interest they were getting on the account?
Well, he had an operating line, and the interest, so he would save the interest on the operating line. Now, obviously, of the 60 days, there's 10 days roughly that you have to cover that check, but he would mail it by check, and probably it didn't get cashed. So it would take a while for that check to come back. And he knew how many days it was supposed to take to get to the credit card company so that it'd get there on the absolute day. But, sometimes, mail was more reliable then. Mail is not reliable now. I don't think you could even do that.
Well, you go by the day it's posted, right? You go the day.
No. It has to be,
Okay. It has to be there. Okay.
Try that. Try saying,
So
try telling your credit card company they said it was late, and you said, well, I posted it before it was due. That ain't going to fly.
Okay.
Fly. So, but
that is the thing for
one
something though, Philly.
So, but one time, so he would put it in the mailbox, a rural mailbox, and they were the people doing the rural routes were contract employees. And one time he had put some credit card payments in there for the credit card for the traveler check game, or the travel credit card game. And he knew it had to go out that day because it would take prescribed number of days to get there and get paid just on the last day. And the lady messed up and somehow skipped his mailbox. And my dad was DEFCON 5 angry. He was so angry because it messed up his game, his credit card game. And he went and he chewed out the people at the little post office in Carpenter. I mean, I heard about it. I was living there at the time. And they were so
Would it be just a
shook.
late fee?
Yeah, a late fee.
Like
Late fee. It was a late fee.
$29?
Nobody died. Nobody died. Nobody got shot. You know,
I'm pretty
nobody
sure
got
probably
hurt. But it was a late
$29,
fee.
right?
What's that?
Probably
what-
just $29.
I don't know. But
It's higher than that now, but back then I don't think it was no more than.
And I heard about it, and I heard them talking about it because I happened to be in the post office, and they said, my dad, you know, he was a great guy and everybody loved him, but boy, if things didn't go the way they were supposed to, he could really be a jerk, a big jerk.
Well,
And
Harold.
That's how you'd have to talk to him. And I happened to be in there, and the postmistress actually was talking about it, and she said, of all of the farmers that she had to miss, why did it have to be Harold? So of all of the farmers that they delivered to, he was the one that was the worst one that they drew, because that probably wasn't the first time. He just raised the riot. And you know, so he had his good sides, he had his bad sides, but it interrupted his game that he would play in order to, you know, so he would love, I mean, if he was alive today and he could use apps, he would love your Raise app. My dad would be
he would.
over it.
Yeah, he would learn how to do that. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious that you said that. I love that you said that.
You know,
I
don't have my time, patience. And your dad from the local grocery store.
Well, speaking of my dad,
so your dad loves it. So your dad,
he is the one he is the one responsible for the AAA thing. He told your dad about it.
Oh, he did. Okay,
he did.
And you can't do that.
Which is so funny because, like, my dad was doing on this certain level, and then he tells my grandpa about it, and grandpa's doing on this crazy big level.
Six-figure, $250,000 worth of cash coming through. I mean, you know,
it's a lot different.
and then he had another credit card, and I guess he was maxed out that's all they would do. And when I was living in New York, he said, hey, you want to help me with this? I have a credit card that will do $100,000 limit. And can you go buy traveler's checks at AAA? And I was working in downtown Manhattan at 56th and Park Avenue, and the nearest AAA was across town on the west side, and I would go there, and the traffic's horrible, you know, and it would take me 2 hours on the day that I would do it. It had to be done on a very specific day during, the last day of the credit card.
Every time.
I did it every time, but boy, they'd see me coming, and boy, they were not happy. The AAA, they were not happy. Now they had more than 100. They had, I think, $100 traveler's checks, or maybe they had more than 20.
How long they waited to finally put a fee? The Herald fee is what they should have called it.
So my dad said his deal. My dad, he knew how to make deals. He said, "Okay, if you do this for me, of the 100, I'll let you keep 10 of it. You'll have use of 10 of it, and I'll have the other 90." So so I got compensated. I mean, but boy, they did not and I think they even had $1,000 ones. It was not like what my mom had to do. So, it was only like, 10 checks, or no, that'd be 100 checks. It was like 100 checks. I think they had $1,000 ones.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. 100 checks. But it took me 2 hours, and I, working in an office where they're very.
You never told Grandpa it was just $1,000 checks, did you?
No, I didn't. Of course not. But I did that for probably a year. I'm going across town in a taxi, and then traffic, and I'm all frustrated because I'm already late. We're supposed to take an hour for lunch, and I was always longer than an hour. It took 2 hours to do it, and you can't take a subway. There's really not well, I suppose there are, but to go across town, anyone who lives in Manhattan knows most of the subways run north and south, uptown, downtown. But to go across town, that's a little more difficult. And it was not, okay, there is a cross town because Grand Central Station is.
Did you know the cruise port's in Manhattan?
I saw that. Yeah, I looked it up. There. We talked about this the last cruise, or the last podcast. Yeah, it's on 54th.
Yeah, we did.
It's 54th on the west side. I mean, it's how convenient. or 55th, 54th or 55th. Very convenient. Anyway, so crosstown you can. There are subways, but they're not as convenient as the north and south ones. And so I would end up taking a taxi because I didn't. It wasn't. I think I probably calculated it out, and it was just take too long because it was on the west side. Maybe if I remember right, I was at 55th, 56th, and I think it was in the 60s on the west side. And so it wasn't practical. I don't remember in detail, but I remember taking a taxi and being frustrated, sitting in the back of taxi, stuck in traffic. Oh, I'm late for the office, and I did that for probably about a year. And boy, they hated it when they saw me coming. They gave me scowling at me. Here comes this guy to buy traveler's checks with a credit card.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
So, yeah, that was my dad's use of that. And your dad still does it. Like when you go to the grocery store and you buy enough at the grocery store, you get $1 off, is it, on your gas? Up to 40 gallons a month.
He gets up to $1, yeah. And
$1 off for 40 gallons. And
it's
his
money.
car doesn't hold 40 gallons. So he has a gas tank, those portable gas tanks in the back.
Yeah, I tried that once.
And it's a hashback.
Spill gas all over myself.
So you spill gas. He drives a hashback, right? So if you spill gas in the back, it stinks the whole thing up. I would not do that. I wouldn't. It's not worth it for me to, maybe even
gas on me once, never again.
Even if you're going to get even, let's say, what's the most that tanks hold is 25 gallons, maybe, or 20. Is it 40 gallons? I don't remember how much it is that he gets.
I think it's just 20, right? I think
maybe it's 20.
There might be some that are.
It's probably 20. So it's probably 20, not 40. So he has, maybe 5 gallons. Most tanks are like 16. So it's probably 20. So he probably 4 gallons. He wants to make sure he gets those $4 extra per month, and it's not worth it to me. But my dad would do that. And he would buy diesel and gas and put it in the back. And his car always stank like a mixture of diesel and gas.
Didn't he have a big tank that he in the back?
He had every variation you could imagine. Yeah, he would have, if he could save a few pennies, he would do it. Well, you got to remember the man was born in 1929. So his first formative years were the Depression. That's, your first from 0 to 10, you're living in the Depression era. I mean, that's probably going to impact you for the rest of your life. You're going to be, because the Depression era was tough. The crash of 1929 was the start of it. And then it had the Dust Bowl years. It was dry, and top of the Depression, it was dry, and all the, there are houses that were built that were around at that time, and there was so much, the wind blew and the dust blew, you couldn't even see. It was like nighttime during the day. And there are houses from that era on the prairie that if you open up in the studs, the first 2 feet are dirt that blew into the walls, because that's how much the wind blew and how much there were dust storms. And imagine you're a farmer and it's a Depression, and on top of that, you got these dust bowls and not good times. And I'm sure everybody, I know that Grandpa lost the farm, or my grandpa, your great grandfather, lost the farm at the time and bought it back. You probably didn't know that.
Did not know that.
Yeah, he lost the farm, but he was able to buy it back.
How was he able to buy it back?
I don't know the details. But I know that he lost it and bought it back.
Does anybody know the details on it?
Well, maybe we could research it.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably go. They have records at the county office. The years that it was sold. I think they have all that all the way back. We could probably research it.
That seems like quite the story.
I hope I'm not quoting it out of. I hope I'm not quoting it inaccurately, but I remember there was something, or maybe he lost part of it and bought some of it back. I don't recall the exact.
Man, you could write 2 books, Tim. You could write a book about your life, and you could write probably at least a couple books even about just all the memories. Like, you probably write a couple of years' life too, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just all the grandpa things in the history. Like
Yeah.
that's
He
a
was,
book right
and
there.
he was an amazing shot. I mean, I remember, I'll never forget the last time I went hunting with him, because I got away from that. Wasn't interested in. I mean, we grew up hunting deer and pheasants and things, and when I was in college
Well, my
already.
mom was the good shot, right?
She was a good shot, yeah. And I
Crazy.
remember we were hunting with his hunting buddy Ivan, and you would pull to the side of the road if you saw deer out there in the West River. It was very much more wide open, and you'd put your gun across the hood of your pickup to steady it, and you'd kind of lean across the hood, and you're making a shot. And this shot, the best shot I've ever seen. That deer was out there. We walked it off. It was probably at least 300 yards, maybe 400, and it was on the other side of a ravine. The deer was running up the hill at an angle. So you've got not only the left to right variance that you've got to lead for, it's also running up the hill. So you've got top and bottom, up and down variance you've got to lead, and left to right, because 400 yards out there, maybe not 400, but it was a long ways out there, and you could barely see with the naked eye. And this deer is running up the hill at an angle, and Dad shot, and then suddenly we couldn't see the deer, and he's looking through the scope, and it was so far out there. And Ivan, his hunting buddy, said, "Well, let's go. We didn't get anything." And he's saying, "I think I got him. I think I got him." And Ivan and I laughed. We said, "No way. That deer's so far out there. There's no way you hit that deer."
How old were
And he quietly says, "I think I got him." And I said, "Let's at least walk out." Doggone it. We walk out there. I know it was a long ways because we had to walk out. There was snow on the ground. There's probably 6 inches of snow on the ground. We walk all the way out there.
Hour.
We walk. Oh, yeah. You walk out there
with the snow.
With the snow, and you walk on the top, on the other side of the ridge, and doggone it, there was a deer laying there dead. A buck. And we dragged that thing back.
Thank God you guys went and looked.
And we dragged it back. I remember we had a yellow tow rope, and I got pictures of us dragging it back. We were laughing. It was a long journey dragging that deer back, because
you got to post that picture under the comments when you.
I don't have it. Maybe don't worry. I'll have to look for it. We'll
post it someday.
Someday, yeah. And we're dragging.
I love those pictures you posted.
We're dragging that deer back. That was a long ways because we weren't allowed to drive on there. Because we didn't have permission. I don't know if we may not have had permission to actually hunt there. I don't remember. It was always a little on the edge there, but we definitely didn't feel comfortable driving out there. I don't remember. I was just a kid. I didn't handle the,
it was that far away. It was like, oops, we went into somebody else's land.
But that shot, I was watching it, and I still can't believe that he one shot, the deer is running up the hill away from him that far out. The deer dead. And so that's an amazing shot. And of course, for those of you, I mean, I know it could be, some may say that that was for food. Every animal that was shot was made into, we ate all of it, all that meat. That was part of the fun. We would come back with the bounty that we had gotten, and then we would, usually on a weekend, so Monday night, we would do the deboning, where it was, as a family, we would, everybody have a knife, and you'd cut the meat off the bone, and you'd have these pots of meat, and then they would take it, and the next night they would make bologna, because they'd make bologna, is what, I don't know why, we didn't have just game. They would mix it with 50% pork, and that would be done during the day. And then at night, we had this bologna making machine, and it was a manual machine. The thing was an antique. You had to crank it to put a pressure on it to push the meat through this nozzle. And then you had the casings, and somebody would be cranking it, and another person would be making sure the casings was on there. So you filled up the casings, and then another person would be rotating it. And so we'd fill it, and then we'd have all these buckets of filled bologna. And then that night we take them to Ivan's, one of his relatives had a smokehouse, and he would hang it up in there, and we'd help him hang it up. This would be like midnight already, and he'd smoke it all day. And then the next night, so it was a 3-night thing, and the families, they had kids about our age, and we'd all hang out and kids would be playing and running around and stuff. And then it'd be the wrapping night. You'd have all these things of bologna. You'd cut it and make it into portions that would be wrapped in the butcher paper and mark it what it was. And so we would, split it up that way, and we'd have bologna. We'd eat it for the rest of, until the next year. And sometimes we'd run out, but usually not. I mean, we'd time it so that we would not run out. And that was a regular part of our meal. Not every day, but, we would have bologna, deer bologna, 3-4 times a week, probably. It was good. It was really good. Did I lose you? Where'd you go? My nephew is gone. Is it something I said? Let's see if I can text him. Well, if he doesn't come back on, I guess I'll close it out myself. You can see my studio here, guitars and my piano and my pedal steel guitar over there. He's not answering the text. I think we've gone more than an hour anyway, so perhaps it's time. We're going 56 minutes, according to the thing on the top. And my nephew has disappeared, so I guess I will close us out. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that the podcast was interesting, talking about different things. And we go live. Our fixed schedule is every Tuesday at 5:00 Nashville time, but we abide by that with some elasticity. Last week, I think we went live on Thursday or Friday, so we tried to stick to that. But today we went live early because Seth is on East Coast time, and he has to go to dinner with his family. So if we go too late, it'll cut into that. So we do adjust the times a bit, but we sure appreciate you for watching us. Oh, here he is. Let me let him in.
Keep it going? Oh, no, great.
Here we are. Okay, okay. What happened,
Fantastic. Man? You kept it going. Yeah, I just completely dropped internet. Just completely lost internet. Well, that's great. You kept it going. Fantastic.
I did.
Yeah.
So I was just closing it out because we've been doing it for almost an hour.
Yeah, that was perfect time to just go ahead and close it out. So I thought you were probably going to, but great. Glad you're able to bring me back on. So, hey, that's life on a cruise ship. Being on a cruise ship is pretty amazing to be able to do what we do. Elon Musk killing it with the internet.
Starlink.
That's what they have on the ship.
Starlink,
Yeah,
right?
Starlink.
Yeah.
You go up top and you can see the Starlink. It's pretty amazing. And the speed's amazing. We pay for the most expensive speed, and it is fantastic. So, but yeah, great story. I think you about wrapped that up. Did you just finish it on the podcast there? I think you're about done.
Just about. I said, well, why don't you could say like us and follow us, do your normal
right.
thing.
I was just making sure you finished. You were in the middle of a story talking about.
No, I was trying to wrap it up. Why don't you do it? You got it down.
Well, yeah, let's wrap it up then. Yeah, it was great. Great podcast, and we will see you next time. We'll be back. We'll be both back in Nashville next week, and feel free. Please subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, and we're on Instagram and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and feel free, especially on Facebook, where most of our listeners are. Feel free to share us and get us more out to more people. And hopefully you guys enjoy the podcast, and we will see you next time.
Absolutely.
Bye.